Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Mother, hold our hand, take us across from unreal to real, from darkness of ignorance to the wisdom of light, from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Welcome, dear friends, my true seekers, truth and youth. In a beautiful statement by George Bernard Shaw, says, if only youth was given to the old people, then only we would know what is youthfulness is like. Because the youth are wasting their youth and not realizing it till the time they become old. And then they start to realize what exactly they missed out being youthful. Similarly, a metaphor here. Today, a full moon night, just now, the other day would be. We look at the beautiful full moon. We appreciate, we enjoy, we share with our beloved ones, with our children, with our parents, with our partners, with writing poetry and reflecting silently by staring at the moon. And we say, what beautiful sunlight. We forget that moonlight is actually sunlight. It's not moonlight. But we say, what beautiful moonlight. We don't say, what beautiful sunlight by looking at the moon at night. We have forgotten. Similarly, we've forgotten what is being conscious. We have, generally speaking, a wonderful life on this earth, on this universe. Just think, most of us think there must be a very special purpose for me being in this universe. Take it to a different angle, opposites of each other. One, this entire universe, in which one tiny galaxy, in which one tiny super speck is a solar system, in which a super speck is Earth, in which a super speck is Pune city, and in which you and I think I'm a great guy. Just think. And then we think, I'm a great guy, what is the special purpose God has for me? This is one angle. The other angle is, this is what we're trying to get to, that we have forgotten, just like the moonlight is not the moonlight, is the light of the consciousness. We are conscious being. We are aware of the things around us. We are human, we know, we are aware. I'm a man or a woman. I'm aware. I'm aware that I'm not dead. I'm alive. Isn't it? That awareness is the consciousness. And that consciousness we are unconscious of. And we are powerfully trying to remember things called memory by studying, by books and getting PhD in botany and physics and mathematics and art and architect and medicine. And we are learning. What are those things? They're good things to learn and good things to sharpen your mind and the brain. But that is outside of you. So our mind, as per Shankaracharya's very famous statement, Mano, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar, Na Aham. I'm not my mind, I'm not my brain, I'm not my feeling, I'm not my ego. Mano, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar. Ahankar, ego, I'm not that. Chidananda Rupoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. I'm the consciousness. This is what Shankaracharya is telling. But you and I have forgotten that. We say what? We objectify this world, everything around us. Why? Because everything we perceive by our five senses. I ask you, you can see me, you can hear me. See me because of the lenses, modern technology. You can hear me because of modern technology. How? You will say, what is this question? Of course, because of my eyes and ears and things like that. Five senses. Five senses brings you the objective world to you. Object. Things around us. Matter. David Hume is talking about, there is David Chalmers, Australian, is talking about hard facts of consciousness. I will touch upon it a little later. David Hume says that it is not hard fact of consciousness. It is hard fact of matter. Because matter, the moment you keep on cross-section, cutting it down, finer, 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 you go to atoms. Finer, electron, proton, neutron, electric, cryon, boson, meson. And then, what is the finer than that? Information and energy. Where is the matter now? Matter is anything that occupies space. Where is it occupying space? You don't touch it. But Vedanta saying it does. Because anything that occupies space is an object. And what is an object? Anything which you can call is this. Whatever you call this glass, this microphone, this computer, this me, this thought, this love, this hatred, this anger, this headache is all object. What is the definition of an object? Object is anything that you experience. And what is an experience? Consciousness plus object is your experience. You experience this world through the five senses. And it brings it to you through what? Five senses, through those four parts of the mind, to the body. And you say, I'm alive, I'm experiencing the world. But I want you to realize you and I are very special being. And we can turn this world into anything of our dream projects. How do we do that? So, mind has four parts I talked to you about. But we function in the mind with three ways. First is memory. Unfortunately, we are remembering and suffering from our memory of the past things which were bad things. We very rarely remember the very pleasant, happy thinking. Second is imagination. Very powerful, creative power of the human mind. Imagination. See, Wright brothers imagined they would fly. Henry Ford imagined that I can make a car. Nobody believed them. Look at all the great scientists of the world. They imagined something which was not there. They imagined that there are galaxies. In the ancient, Aryabhatta in India discovered the distance from Earth to Moon, and latest NASA discovery with laser from Earth to Moon. Aryabhatta did not have any laser. He just calculated with his meditation. And the difference is, in terms of the current distance, is 12 kilometers. And NASA says it is possible that Aryabhatta is more accurate than we are. This is the power of the consciousness which is there between you and me. Now, imagination is you dream, you visualize, you think of it. And if you look carefully, reflect upon it with your eyes closed and just visualize. And do it every day. You will see, surprisingly, it will materialize. Even in a season like this, just giving an example, Supposing I start imagining Alfonso Mango. This is not Alfonso Mango season. You'll be surprised. Somebody from somewhere. I'm just visualizing Alfonso Mango. I don't know, somehow I'm getting it. And I'm forgetting about it. I planted the seed of tasting Alfonso Mango into my consciousness. Visualized it and left it at that. Strangely, it will happen in a day or two, same day or very short time. Somebody from somewhere will come and say, I was, doing this shopping in Madras and Durabji, Pune, and I happened to find this tin of Alfonso Mango. I thought of bringing it for you. Just watch how things happen to you in your life if you imagine powerfully, plant the seed through your silent meditation. Now, so what is consciousness? The 5 forces of negations as per Vedanta. Consciousness is not brain. Consciousness, step 1. Consciousness, step 2, is not mind. Step 3, consciousness is not an object. And this is where David Hume was guided by the Vedantists. You're trying to find an object, trying to find within the brain how does it produce consciousness. How? Because you are looking at consciousness, brain producing consciousness, as if consciousness is another object. You will never find one. Why? Because consciousness is not an object. Object is whatever you call is this. You cannot point at something and say this is consciousness. So, it is that everything in this universe is in consciousness, is by the consciousness, is created with the force of the consciousness. And this consciousness is not two. There is not this consciousness and that consciousness. Consciousness is only one. Now the beauty is that the entire manner of the philosophy of today's world is progressively re-emerging into the junctions and with consciousness as central. To give you an example, did you know that Oxford Press, I covered it last Sunday and last Thursday, a little bit touched upon it, that Oxford Press in Manhattan, New York, has come out with the latest release. There are 5 questions which of philosophy are unsolved. And which are those 5 famous questions? What is free will? Free will, not guided will, not forced upon will. Free will, what is free will? Who has free will? Second, can we know anything at all from the world of skepticism? Can we know anything at all? Really know it? Third question, what is this self? You call about self, I. I know. Who is that I which knows? Have you ever realized when you were a 6-month-old, 2-year-old, 4-year, 5-year-old, you said that was I, that was me. And that is a teenager which was you. You said that was I. The I has remained from the babyhood to the teenagers, to the adult, to the middle-aged, and to the old. And that is I which is lying dead. How come I has remained constant? Body is changing. I, through the day, happiness, joy, depression, anger, bliss, great empathy, caring for others, all kind of feelings are passing through the mind through I. I is but remaining constant. This is that I. So, who is this I? And what is this self? Is the question which goes on. And fourth question. So the first question is, what is free will? Second question is, can we know anything at all? Skepticism. Third question is, who am I? What is this self? Fourth question is, what is death? Not death as in the death of the body. death of the self. If the self dies, what happens to that self? Where? Does it really die? Where does it go? So there's a beautiful story by Alan Watt. Alan Watt, America is very well known, not so well known in India. Alan Watt, he wrote a book, very thin book, very expensive. I bought it, 1800 rupees. Tiny book, small book. In India, it'll cost 20-30 rupees. Very, very powerfully written, Alan Watt. He wrote, in the beginning, there was only one, and that was God. To make children understand about the concept of God, he's written Alan Watt. The name of the book is The Book. Name of the book is The Book. Google it. Alan Watt said God was alone, but God got bored. The God now, being God, he can do anything. So what did he do? He created, God can do anything, no? The God created not God. Now, there is God and there is not God. Not God is created by God. And God and not God started playing with each other. Having great fun. To that extent, that God forgot that not God is not me. That God has created not God from him. So God and not God is one. And now God and not God is playing hide and seek. And not God is searching for God. Searching for everywhere, can't find God. Not God. Understanding with me? Are you with me? God created not God to play. And they're playing hide and seek. And God is hiding. Not God is searching for God and not finding God. Where is God? And who is this not God? You. Alan Watt's story. That you, my child, you, my adult, you, my dear friend, my colleague, my partner, you that not God is God. Now look at consciousness. Taittiriya Upanishad said, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Ishvara is Brahman. Now you look at this 5 questions. Is there free will? Yes, there is free will in Brahman. All those comes with one question, one answer, is consciousness. Secondly, can we know anything at all? Yes. How do we know anything at all? We know anything at all. You can see me, hear me. How? Because you're conscious. Not because you're unconscious. Not because I am in coma. If I am in coma, the whole world vanishes for me. And who am I? I am Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. Notice everything is consciousness. One answer of Vedanta answers all the 4 most difficult questions of philosophy of the modern world expressed by Oxford in Manhattan, US. What is the 4th question? What is death? Death is not of the body death, of the self death. Consciousness cannot die. Consciousness will always remain. It was always there. It will always be remaining there. To understand it, very simple. There is a beautifully well lit room. I go away from here. Light doesn't go away. Light stays. Some more people come. Light remains. The consciousness is always there. And now, life forms, body, mind, name, function, gender keeps coming and being basking in the light of the consciousness and goes away. Now this consciousness alone is the supreme power of the God, of Ishvara, can do anything. So what can you do? How do we utilize in today's session information? Silently be still and be quiet every day, 2 times a day at least. And throughout the day, whenever you're working, before meals, sit still for a while. Imagine Mandakya Upanishad. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, Turiya. 4 experiences we have. What is Advaita saying? Experience the world as experience. And how do you experience Brahman? By experiencing it. How do you experiencing it? By 4 states of ours. One is Jagrat. You and I are awakened now. I hope I'm not putting you to sleep. Number 2 is Swapna, dream. Number 3, deep sleep. When no mind, no thoughts, no actions. Nothing is there, no name, no form. In deep sleep, you don't remember anything. But look carefully. Your consciousness is in deep sleep also. How do you know that? When you wake up, don't you say, don't you feel, I had a wonderful sleep, I feel so rested? That is your deep sleep. So Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Awakened state, dream sleep state, deep sleep state. And the 4th state, we experience all 4. 4th is Turiya. 4th is consciousness. Turiya means 4th. This Turiya is the 4th, is the consciousness, is the light, which is consciousness making your senses work through the brain to the mind for you to experience the world. So if I'm in coma, I can't experience the world. If I'm unconscious, I don't remember anything, I don't see anything. Are you with me? This consciousness is the most powerful thing. Understand this consciousness, and then you will understand that consciousness which we talked about. It is not a brain, it is not the mind, it is not an object, it is not two. Consciousness is only one. Ekam Advaitam. Use it in your day-to-day. You're the most powerful being on this universe. And I told you, what is the purpose of my life? One is the height of egotism, is saying I am the biggest guy in this Pune city, which is tiny, microscopic in this solar system, in the earth, and earth to solar system to galaxy, and galaxy to the universe. And yet I think I'm big. That is one, is the negation. And the positivity is that I is the consciousness which is same as all consciousness in this universe, because consciousness is only one. The consciousness in that little animal, in my partner, in my friend, in my sons and my daughters, my parent, my colleague, my poor, my destitute. Everything has got one consciousness. Then you realize not two. Ekam Advaitam. Only one alone exists. And that one alone, when it comes to you, you get connected to everyone. Now, easy example to remember. You're having a wonderful holiday in a sea beach. Thousands of waves. And you're enjoying with your friend, partner, colleagues, parents, enjoying, racing, silently watching the waves. I happen to come there and I say, hey, wonderful waves. You say, yeah, very nice, loud sound, breakers. I say, waves have water in it, correct? You say, yeah. Vedanta says, not true. You say, what do you mean not true? What does wave then have? Doesn't have water? Vedanta says, what waves? Even ocean doesn't have water. He says, shut up. Ocean doesn't have water. How can it be? Then what does it have? Think. This glass has water in it. I can separate the water, separate the glass. One glass full of water becomes two objects. One water, one glass. Tell me, can I separate the water from the wave? Will the wave be there if I take away the water? Can I take away the water from the ocean? Will it stay there? The water itself has chosen to be the wave or the ocean or the river or that dirty puddle on the road or that rain or that cloud or the waterfalls or that water in the glass. There was a beautiful statement written in World Book Encyclopedia in W volume. The water that you're drinking right now, this is how the statement goes for people to understand water cycle. I have not forgotten it. Water that you're drinking right now may have been the water in which you took bath 30 days ago, or Alexander the Great drank it 2000 years ago. It's the same water, no different. It's the same consciousness, my dear seekers. Awaken. I love you and Jai Guru. Remember one thing. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. It's the Purnam. From Purnam, when you take Purnam away, Purnam alone remains. From consciousness, when you take consciousness alone away, consciousness alone remains. Reflect, ask question. We'll see you this Sunday, but morning at 8 o'clock. Jai Guru.